It is here as we come to speak to you in this Monday night forum. On my way here, I listened to the live broadcast, and I want to commend every candidate for their speeches tonight and for their commitment. Please stand, the winning UNC candidates for Tunapuna and South Laventille. Thank you all so much. A brilliant team of dedicated, hard-working individuals who will take us to victory in this region. I want to welcome and thank our members of parliament and senators who have also joined us. And in this region, we have had a team working with the candidates for the Tunapuna region, for the Arima region, for the Sawa Laventille region, and I think they really deserve a tremendous round of applause. Wade Mark, Khadija Amin, Nazimul, amongst others who have worked really hard. Aslam Ghani is with us, Kazim, so many others in this region. It has been a great battle that they have been fighting. And really, as we start this last week in the countdown to the local government elections, let us get what are the clear issues that should guide us and help us in making up our minds as to how to vote on November 20th. In 2013, many people sent a message to the then government. That was my government. In 2015, many people again sent a message throughout the country to the government island. Agreed? They sent us a message. They said they wanted change. Here in the Tunapuna region, where we had Khadija as our chairman and controlled by the partnership, said no, move these people out and bring in a P&M controlled Tunapuna Corporation. Yes? In 2015, people said, let's move out the partnership, let's make a change. They brought in who? The Red and Ready Rowley government. Today I want to ask you, after 14 months, have you seen anything better to the quality of your life delivered by the Rowley government? Have you seen or got anything from the corporation in Tunapuna or Sama to make your life a better life in the last 14 months? And so that change that you wanted has brought sufferation. Whether you're PNM, UNC or any other party, everyone in Trinidad and Tobago, regardless of color, regardless of creed, regardless of race, regardless of party, everyone is suffering under the Rowley government. Everyone. And so when we ask you now to measure where you were under the partnership government and where you are now, and to send a message, November 28th, enough is enough is enough. Vote UNC, vote UNC. Send a message to the Rowley government. Because you see, if we do not send that message on the 20th, then they will continue to bleed this country. They will continue to have people suffer in this country. Jobs will continue to be lost. The crime will continue to escalate. Because why? When you vote and you vote for them, you're saying leave everything as it is. No change. No change. Do you want a change after November 20th? And if you want that change, what do? Vote UNC. Send the message. Vote UNC. Because if we fail to do that, then Mr. Rowley continues with what he's barking. When I say come, you cometh. When I say go, you goeth. That is the Rowley government. Devil take the hindmost for the rest of you. What does it matter? We are in charge now, they say. But every night on the platform and every day that they go, all they could talk about is Kamla. You move me, but what? They will not stand in a platform to tell you how they will deal with the unemployment, the job losses right here along this corridor and throughout Trinidad and Tobago. 25,000 people have lost their jobs. Do they come to talk to you about that? No. Since they've come into office, over 500 murders. Have they come to tell you what is their plan to deal and to fight the criminals? No. Talk about whom? Kamla. Talk about roti. And they are aided and abetted by their super elite friends. Whilst they have you and I fighting about roti and pilau, their super elite friends are peddling and distracting from the real issues fighting down the people of this country. The real issues. And what are they? Let us take the fight against crime. The Prime Minister goes on a platform when I asked him to disassociate himself and tell us whether he knows anything about the allegation being made about a person who brought in $2 million in plyboard. He goes on the platform, he says, I am reckless. He says, I am damaging the image of the country across the globe. I just want to step back there and I'll come back to damage the image of Trinidad and Tobago in a second. You remember the Prime Minister told us before the elections that they were going to set up a plyboard factory in Labray. Well, I want to ask now, this plyboard coming in, was it for part of that project down in Labray? I don't know. And I want to ask, more important, was the import of that plyboard, was it to do a government contract, a contract awarded by the government to a P&M financier? I'm asking again because he hasn't answered me. All he said is Kamla wants answers and she's too reckless and she's crazy. Well, if there's any crazy person in this land, it is not Kamla Prasad Bisesa. It is not me at all. Let him answer. And when he says we are damaging the image of the country, Prime Minister, where are you living? Are you for real? See what the people in the international community is concerned about, and this is not Kamla say, or Barry say, or Bo say. This is what the travel advisories of the United States, of Canada, of the UK and elsewhere, they are warning for travelers about what? About crime. About crime. What greater danger to investment in this country than the skyrocketing crime and the clueless, hopeless, planless, rowdy government when it comes to crime fighting. So I just want to share with you the travel advisories, and these are not mine. These come out of the United States, out of Canada, out of the United Kingdom. Let's look at Canada. Trinidad and Tobago, risk level. And you can Google this yourself. You can go on your computer and you can check this travel advisory yourself. Trinidad and Tobago, exercise a high degree of caution. Safety and security. Violent robberies, assaults, and rape occur frequently. This is what is in the international arena. This is what is being put out about our beloved country. Cruise ship passengers to take care when walking along the docks. Gang and gang-related and drug-related violence, shootings, kidnappings occur. Crimes of opportunity, petty theft increases during annual festivals. And you know we have Christmas coming. Be vigilant in Laventille at popular tourist sites. Avoid visiting beaches unpatrolled. Home invasions are common. This is not me, you know. This is the Canadian advisory and much more. The United Kingdom, there are high levels of violent crime in Trinidad, including murder. Me? This is the United Kingdom. And they continue an advisory high level of violent crime in Trinidad. You go to the United States, the advisory warns again of the same thing. Crime, violent crimes, assault, kidnapping, sexual assault, murder. That is what is the international reputation now of Trinidad and Tobago on their travel advisories, Prime Minister. This is what is preventing people from coming here. This is what is preventing investment. And all your talk of roti is not going to change this. What is your plan to fight the criminals? You have put none in place. And I will share with you, if time permits tonight, friends and family here, our crime fighting efforts, which brought serious crimes down to the lowest ever in 31 years. The lowest ever crime, serious crimes, was under the partnership in 31 years. And you know what they've done? Maybe I'll do it now and tell you what some of the things we did. Because you know what they have done in 14 months? They have shut down these initiatives. First, Mr. Rowley went on a platform and said, I'm talking about crime, I'm talking about crime. And what did I do except to change national security ministers? Yes, I did that. But I also want to say, but at the end of our tenure, we brought the serious crimes down by the lowest in 31 years. And what have you done, Prime Minister? You have kept not one, not two, but three ministers of national insecurity in that ministry, and the crime continues to grow. When we were there, we had put several initiatives in place. I need to remind you because people forget. And they are peddling we did nothing to fight crime except move ministers. And what are they doing? The Minister Dillon, he says he has a 4-phase plan. And every week, week in, week out, this is what he comes to do. The Minister of National Security. He condemns the actions. Second, he summons all the heads of the protective services to down in meetings. 3, he then says he would have joint army and police patrols. That's for decades. And then 4, he's building a security architecture. Week after week, Minister Dillon comes, these are the plans to fight crime. And what happens? The crime keeps going up and up and up. Khadija talked about the killings recently in the region. You live here, you know what has been happening with crime. I want to tell you, in 2014, after we were in government, which is our last full year in office, there were less than 1,200 serious crimes. When we came in, serious crimes were over 22,000 serious crimes. And we brought it down by 2014 to less than half. That means one less crime committed every hour in our last full year. Now, under the PNM again, it's starting to escalate and rise. And then you come again. We introduce new units to fight crime. We introduce the National Operations Center as a backbone for intelligence gathering and information, sharing among law enforcement agencies. This was the most significant achievement by the government in national security from when we went in office 2010 to 2015 and played your role in reducing crime. This was to monitor every police vehicle to ensure they patrol in designated areas. Now what they've done, they've shut this down. It now allows a police vehicle to go off the patrol, and what do they do? They go in and rob in a businessman. You had promised you in 2010, we will put the GPS in every vehicle, and through the development of the National Operations Center, we could know where every police vehicle is at every point in the day. They shut it down. So the police vehicle can just go off the road, go down by the businessman, and carry out a robbery, and they didn't even know the vehicle was there. Police vehicle. We also established a rapid response unit to get faster response. We established a counter-human trafficking unit. Under the UNC, this caused us to be upgraded in dealing in human trafficking because it was not being run properly. We have now been downgraded now. We've been downgraded by the US to tier 2 watch list in this area. We established a National Security Training Academy. What is happening now? Nothing. Nothing under the PNM. We established the Energy Sector Security Initiative to ensure protection for our major energy assets. This too has died under the PNM. We established the Community Comfort Patrol. We delivered to assist communities that did not have neighborhood watch patrols. Before these vehicles were seen all over the country, they helped with the visibility of police presence and played a major part in reducing the fear of crime in areas. What have they done with this patrol? We established a special operations group, a specialized group comprising members of various law enforcement agencies to deal with counter-terrorist activities, critical to protect us from terrorist strikes. You know what has happened now? Under the PNM, shut down. We implemented a counter-trafficking unit. It was commended by the United States. Now, not a word from them on any matter relating to this. We had improved visibility operations and response of law enforcement agencies. We saw visibility again, persons complaining that they were seeing too many blue lights on the road. This has changed because this too they have shut down. We saw a heavy increase in law enforcement's presence between 2013 to 15 when we were in office throughout the country. More anti-crime operations, roadblocks, stop and search, breathalyzer. This too they have shut down. We had higher visibility of law enforcement officers on the roadways. We had rebranding of the highway patrol unit. Do you see them? Those cars that they quarrel with us about with the yellow and blue. Can you see them on the highway under the PNM? No. The rapid response unit? No. We established a national security alert state which increases or decreases based on threat assessment. We triggered this early in 2015. We saw a massive decrease in homicides, January to February, 18 homicides in a 45-day period, the lowest murder rate in 15 years, the lowest ever in the last period in early 2015. This was just last year. There was a period when there was not a murder in the country for days upon days upon days. Now, we have more murders than days in the year. We prevented the United Kingdom from enforcing a visa requirement for you, for Trinidad and Tobago citizens. They wanted to insist on you must get a visa to go to United Kingdom. You know now, you didn't have to for the entire year. And I want to pay tribute to one of our ministers of national security, Captain Gary Griffith. It was his initiative in this regard that helped us to fight off the demand from the United Kingdom to have a visa imposed for you to go to England. And at that same time, through Winston Dukaran and Gary Griffith, we were able to get something called a Schengen visa, which is that once you have to visit any part of Europe, over, what is it, Bob, about 32 countries, I think, 32 European countries again, you just get one Schengen visa. You do not have to get, we did that under the partnership. Why?